promise of 20 years. In a small village surrounded by mountains and rivers, there was a man named Michael, who lived a poor life but was known for his kindness and patience. Michael worked as a farmer, barely making ends meet. Despite the poverty around him, his heart was full of love for his wife, Anna, whom he loved deeply and married despite his family's objections due to his financial situation. A year after their marriage, Anna gave birth to a beautiful boy they named David, and this child became their entire world. However, circumstances were not kind. Poverty intensified, and Michael found himself unable to provide for his family's needs. He decided to travel to a distant country in search of better opportunities. Before he left, he gathered Anna and said, "Anna, you know how much I love you, but this life has become very tough. I will leave to find our livelihood, and I promise to return in 20 years. But listen carefully, if I am late by even one day, you will be free to live your life as you wish." Anna's eyes filled with tears, but she agreed and said, "I will wait for you, Michael, and I will keep my promise, but please return to us safely." Michael left his village with a heavy heart, leaving behind his wife and infant son. Michael reached a distant city where he found work at a mill run by a kind man named John. Michael worked diligently until John loved him like a son. The years passed quickly, and Michael never forgot his promise to Anna. As the end of the 20 years approached, he informed John of his intention to return to his village. John said sadly, "Michael, I have grown accustomed to you as a father to his son. Please stay with me for one more year." But Michael replied firmly, "I cannot. I promised my wife, and if I am late even by one day, she will be free. I must return." John then took out a small pouch containing 3 gold coins and said, "This is your reward. It may not be much, but it expresses my gratitude." Michael thanked John and left the mill, heading towards his village. On his way, he met 3 travelers, 2 young men and an old man named William. The young men were talking enthusiastically, while the old man remained silent, observing the birds and smiling. The old man piqued Michael's curiosity, so he asked the young men, "What is with this man?" One of the young men replied, "He is our father, and he knows the language of the birds." Michael was amazed and said, "The language of the birds? That's incredible." The other young man added, "But he only speaks if someone pays him for his words." Michael asked, "How much does he charge?" The young man replied, "1 gold coin per sentence." Michael hesitated, but he decided to give the old man a gold coin to hear what he had to say. He handed the gold coin to the old man, who said, "Do not enter the turbulent river." The old man then fell silent, leaving Michael pondering the meaning of this advice. They continued their journey, but Michael's curiosity did not leave him. He decided to give the old man another gold coin. The old man took it and said, "When you see the eagles circling, approach and find out why." The old man fell silent once more, leaving Michael deep in thought. Despite this, Michael could not resist his curiosity and gave the old man the last gold coin. This time the old man said, "Before you do anything, count to 25. The old man smiled and bid them farewell. Michael continued his journey until he reached a raging river. The current was strong, and branches were flying with the water. He remembered the old man's first advice and decided not to take the risk. He sat on the bank and started eating some bread he had with him. As he contemplated, he saw a knight on a white horse approaching. The knight called out, "Why don't you cross the river?" Michael replied, "The current is strong and dangerous." The knight laughed and said, "Watch me, and I will show you how it's done." The knight entered the river, but as soon as he reached the middle, the current swept him away, and he drowned. The horse, however, returned to the shore, and Michael took it and decided to look for a bridge to cross. After crossing the river, as he walked near the forest, Michael saw 3 eagles circling above the trees. He remembered the old man's second advice and decided to approach. There, he found 3 bodies with a bag full of gold beside them. He realized that they were thieves who had killed each other over the loot. Michael took the bag and the weapons found there, then continued his journey. As night approached, Michael reached his village. His heart was pounding with anticipation, as he had not seen his family in 2 decades. He decided to sneak towards his home and observe through the window before entering. He saw a table full of food and a woman sitting opposite a man. The man's back was turned to the window, making it impossible for Michael to recognize him. Overcome with anger and jealousy, Michael wondered, "How could you betray me, Anna? Didn't you promise to wait for me?" He grabbed the gun he was carrying, but he remembered the old man's third advice, "Count to 25 before you do anything." He started counting with a trembling voice, 1, 2, 3. As he counted, he heard a conversation inside the house. The man said to Anna, "Mother, tomorrow I will leave to look for my father. It has been 20 years, and we have not heard from him." At that moment, Michael realized the truth. The man sitting in the house was his son, David. Michael burst into tears, realizing the disaster he almost caused due to his impatience. He cried out, "Anna, David, I am here." Anna ran out and embraced him, crying, while David stood in amazement before the father he had never seen. The family was reunited, and Michael shared his story with Anna and David. Michael learned a profound lesson from this experience. Thinking before acting can save us from irreversible mistakes. Michael lived happily with his family, never forgetting the wisdom of the old man that saved him from a catastrophic mistake. As Michael grew older, his challenging experience deepened his wisdom and faith in patience and prudence in dealing with matters. David began to learn life lessons from his father and draw strength and courage from his story. He realized that determination and perseverance could overcome the harshest circumstances. Michael and David became well known in the village not only for their long struggle but also for their continuous support of the community. Years passed, and David grew and matured, acquiring multiple skills through hard work and dedication. He decided to build a stable life for his family and the villagers. He opened a small workshop to repair agricultural tools and household appliances and began training young people in these skills. The workshop became a new source of income and hope for the villagers who suffered from a lack of opportunities. Anna decided to utilize her talents in sewing and embroidery to support her family, so she began making clothes and selling them in nearby markets. Anna passed her expertise to the village women, improving their living conditions. The family became a symbol of giving and solidarity, and Michael, Anna, and David's story was told to the new generation as an example of sacrifice and dedication for others. Over time, conditions improved thanks to the family's and community's efforts. The small workshop grew into a small factory, and Anna's products gained great popularity in the markets. The villagers gathered around this dedicated family and collectively contributed to the village's development. Thanks to cooperation and dedication, the village became a model of sustainable development and self-reliance. One day, Michael gathered his family and said to them, "We have faced difficult circumstances and many challenges, but our cooperation and patience have helped us overcome them. Today, as we see our village grow and prosper, we must continue this work and pass our experiences to future generations." Anna and David smiled, realizing that their journey was not only for survival, but also for building a better future for themselves and the villagers. The end of Michael, Anna, and David's story marked the beginning of new stories for future generations who learned from their experience the meaning of patience, determination, and giving. The village became a shining example of cooperation and development, and Michael and his family became symbols of hope and strength in facing challenges. Would you like more assistance, or perhaps a different modification? And so my story ends. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new. Have a nice day.